Hey everybody, it's Abby. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome if you're new. Today I'm going to be talking about why I don't do project pans anymore. At least not for the foreseeable future. So this has been a struggle bus to get to record this video. I was moving my tripod and my camera just fell off of it, and I was certain that it was beyond repair, broken. But when I would try to turn it off just to get it off of the little clip thing that it's on, and it, when you turn a camera on and off, the zoom goes in and out a little bit, and it was stuck, and at one point I turned it off and back on and it got stuck all the way out. I don't know why, but eventually it made a popping sound and it just put it back to normal. So hopefully there's nothing wrong with the video quality. It shouldn't have affected the mic or anything, because I'm using a different microphone, not the one on the camera. But yeah, so I'm very, very thankful that it's not broken. Or you'd be having phone videos again. So why I wanted to make this was because of the no-buy year. I feel like you can kind of associate a no-buy with project pans, which I feel like this year is going to be like one big unplanned project pan, I guess you could call it, just because I am not going to be buying anything new, and I'm going to be just slowly using up what I have. I have multiple, and I'm pretty much just talking about makeup when I say like project pan and all that stuff, but I'm just going to be using up what I have, and I have more than one product in each category at this point that I could potentially use up, so it's going to be a while before I have to replace any makeup items. But my goal for 2018, but at the beginning of the year, I did like goals of what I was going to do, and I said I was going to do like 3 to 4 project pans and then be on a no-buy for the duration of the project pans. Well, that didn't really work. I was horrible at the project pans and I failed at the no-buy part. So if you're doing a project pans and you're buying new things at the same time, it's really defeating the purpose of doing one. So I know this sounds like really crazy and really deep if you haven't turned off the video at this point, if you don't do project pans, but it's like this kind of thing is an actual struggle for some people, like buying too much makeup, or even if you like clothes or something. I know a lot more women have a problem with buying too many clothes than they do makeup, probably. Which I think the advent of YouTube and the beauty influencers and things kind of pushed it more toward the makeup side. But if you're buying new things while you're trying to use up your old things, then you're not going to want to use the old things, you're going to want to use the new things. That's just, how it works. And if I'm trying to use up lipstick A, for example, then I'm not going to make as much progress on that, because I'll be like, oh, well, I'll use lipstick B, which is brand new, for just today, and then I will definitely use lipstick A tomorrow, and it never happens. So, yeah. It's just really hard to do a project pan like that, especially if you're not really attached to the products. Like, if it's something that you use every day, like if you use the same face primer or the same eyeshadow primer or whatever every single day, then you're going to have no problem panning that, but that kind of feels like cheating, so the project panning is just weird. Like, I've learned a lot of lessons from it. I'm like moving around a lot in the video, but so I don't think I'm going to be doing any project pans, definitely not this year, just because, like I said, some siren. It sounded like a car alarm at first. I was confused. But I'm not going to be doing any dedicated project pans, because I feel like this whole year is just going to be one big project pan, using up stuff and not buying anything else. So, I also, though, I did pan that palette last year with the BH Cosmetics Shanaxo palette, and I had to quit panning that, which before I decided to quit because of the issue that arose with it. I would not use it because I had new palettes and stuff that I wanted to use more than that palette. So, what happened with that, I have a whole video about it, but basically it went bad, and it started like irritating my eyes, and it hadn't done that before. So it's not like I was just allergic to it. So I might have been allergic to something in it, because allergies aren't always, severe straight on, like they build up over time. So I don't know if I was allergic to something in that palette and I didn't know it, and I don't know. So, but I just stopped using it because I didn't want to deal with that. And it's like, even with project panning, I feel like in severe cases, which again, this is making it sound like more than it is, but people will try to pan stuff that's so old, like that you shouldn't be. I mean, if you have a lipstick that's more than like 2, maybe 3 years old, that's way too old. You need to throw it away. And it could like severely harm your health, which lipstick, a face product, not as bad as something that goes in your eyes. It's like if you have an eyeshadow palette that's super, super old and it's starting to make your eyes all scratchy or like puffy or whatever, don't use it. Or even like mascara, eyeliner, don't try to push those toward the end of their life. So that's something else that project panning can, like, some people realize that and some people don't. So yeah, just, if it's word to the wise, don't risk your personal health for the sake of, feeling good because you finished up a makeup product, But like I was saying with Pan That Palette, I might venture into that like toward the end of the year. I'm not too sure. I want to go through and use all my palettes in rotation in my Shop My Stash. I started that, and I'm using the Jeffree Star Blood Sugar palette. I forgot what it's called. The Blood Sugar palette right now, and I'll probably rotate every 2 weeks or so. I don't have that many palettes, so I don't know. I might speed up to like one round a week instead of 2 weeks, just to get through some. Because if I do, I want to rotate through all my lipsticks and all of my eyeshadow palettes, so if I did like one lipstick a week, that's going to be pretty much all year, because I have like 40 some lip products. Not just like lipsticks, but like liquid lipsticks and tinted lip balms and things like that. So it would take a while. So I'm doing 3 every 2 weeks. That's a little bit faster. Maybe if I did like 2 a week, that'd be a little better. I don't know. And there's also not enough time to like try to pan one in between, because I have this one lipstick that I'm using right now. It's like over 3 years old, I'm pretty sure. But it's still like it originally had this vanilla scent, and it still does have that vanilla scent. So I think it's fine to use, but who knows with like opening and closing it if it's going to go bad faster or what. So I will probably try to do Pan That Palette. I'm thinking about the Kat Von D Saint and Sinner palette. I'm not sure. I thought about getting rid of that a few times, but I think I'm just gonna pan it because I like the palette. And that's really the only other big palette I have besides the Jeffree Star Blood Sugar, which that one is pretty new and it's really, really, really pigmented. So I don't think I'll be able to hit pan on any of the shades like in any short amount of time. So. And plus with the Kat Von D palette, though, I might have to bring in another neutral palette, because there's not too many neutral shades in there. I know there's a few, but it's like, it's supposed to be like one side is more neutral and one side is more colorful, but I don't know. I'll have to look at it again. I know this girl I follow on Instagram called a Scruffy Duck. She is panning that palette, so I don't know. I'll see how it goes. I'll keep you updated on that, of course. I'll start a new series if I do decide to do the Pan That Palette. But yeah, so basically I don't want to do project pans anymore, just because I feel like they're kind of, I don't know, like the novelty is worn off. But I know some people who do I know some people that do project pans like continuously and are really good at them and can get stuff out of their collection and still find a balance of buying new things, which is great, but it's not, I don't think that's a good idea for me. So that's it. Just moral of the story is to do what's best for you. If try doing a project pan. If it works for you, great. If not, at least try it to see how long it takes to use that product. So that's the main thing that I learned from that is I feel like I can't buy, you know, I sure shouldn't buy things like blushes or eyeshadow palettes or whatever because they take a really, really long time to use up. I've tried to pan on how many of my blushes and it doesn't even look like I've used them yet. So, yeah, that's about it. Let me know what you think if you have any thoughts on this topic. I know it was kind of random and sporadic, like most of my videos. So, I will see you in the next one. Bye.